What is going on, guys? We are back with another video. If you guys have not already been on my channel, my name is Jack, and I talk about anything from photography, videography, to travel, to Navy, all types of stuff, right? I kind of try to just cover whatever's going on in my life in this moment. This video specifically, as you guys have seen, is going to be about what happens when the lights turn off at night at boot camp with the Navy. Yeah, after dark at boot camp. So I'm not going to go into too much about boot camp in this video just because we're going to jump straight into after dark. For anybody that knows, boot camp is an intense training phase before you join the military. It's basically going to weed out the weak people. Excuse the sound in the background. It is my headmate. He is vacuuming after he just finished working out. Yeah. So after dark, though, in the compartment is what we call it. It's the room that the entire division, the group of recruits, soon-to-be sailors, will ultimately sleep, do a lot of stuff. A lot of training happens in your compartment, things like that. It is your home for the 8 weeks that you were at boot camp, right? So after dark, what happens is a red light will come on. All the white lights go off, red light comes on. The whole red light is to get you adjusted and get you used to sleeping with a red light on, because while you are on a naval ship, I'm personally on the USS Ronald Reagan stationed in Yokosuka, Japan. So right now I am in Japan in quarantine, about to meet up with the ship soon. But red lights are always on when the other lights are off. So it helps you acclimate that word to dealing with and the situations on the ship and that stuff. Yeah, I can't speak right now. Gosh, man, let me drink some water. Hang on, my mouth is. So you sleep in the red lights, right? And I'm using a lot of hand movements, hands, with the red lights on. Now, there's a lot of stuff that happens when the lights go off. Half of that stuff I can't even go into, because that's stuff you're gonna have to find out for yourselves when you go to boot camp. Because I'm assuming you're watching this because you want to go to boot camp, or you thought about it, or maybe, I don't know. You should go. Message me. We'll see. I'm gonna make another video about who should and shouldn't go and join the military, because that's a thing. But if you do end up going to boot camp, here's kind of what happens after dark, right? When the lights go off, this is actually your own time to better yourself, right? To decompress, to figure out what the heck is going on, because boot camp is extremely stressful and a lot happens in boot camp. What I personally did, and this is my daily night, some of it, but sometimes it'd be just such a long day, I'd go straight to sleep. Wouldn't stay up, wouldn't joke around, wouldn't play games, wouldn't do nothing. I'd just go straight to sleep. Other nights, I would stay up, I'd grab my piece of paper, my pen, I'd start writing letters to friends, family, whoever's addresses I had before going to boot camp. Make sure y'all have that if you're going to boot camp. Make sure you get addresses. And I started writing stuff out, man. Replies to letters that I had received already, things like that. And I just send it out. Other thing that I would do is just lay in my rack and I just think. I just process, yo, what happened today? It's a lot, man. So you sit there and you just think, and sometimes you know what you're doing the next day, right? And if you know what you're doing the next day, it's a perfect time to just sit there and think about, hey, what's gonna happen tomorrow? What am I gonna do to be the best that I can be tomorrow? Really, that's what you're doing, right? You're bettering yourself, so there's no point on sitting around and just twiddling your thumbs. Think about what you can do the next day to not make the mistake you made that day, or whatever it might be, right? Because you're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna mess up. The RDCs, drill instructors for the Navy, are gonna tell you, hey, do this. You're gonna mess it up. They're gonna yell at you. You're gonna feel bad. But it's not. This isn't about having a pity party on yourself, right? So think about those mistakes that you made earlier that day, and do that, right? And you just process. That's one thing that you can do. Another thing you can do is study. There's a lot of stuff you gotta know in boot camp, right? You gotta learn Navy terminology. You gotta learn ranking recognition. You gotta learn who's in your chain of command. You gotta learn all this stuff, right? Because you get quizzed on that. You have to know your general orders, the 11 general orders of the century. You gotta learn all that stuff, right? You have to know it. Some people, we're going super in depth and we're learning like different types of ships. That's another thing you're gonna need to know in boot camp, is stuff like that. Whether it's a Flemish or a coil with the line, all this different stuff, man. And again, some of the stuff that I would be saying, you guys are like, what the heck is that? You need to know it in boot camp, right? That's just part of the knowledge and part of the stuff that you get quizzed on. So studying, that's a big thing that a lot of people needed to do. Another thing, and this is again a little personal advice, forget if you're allowed to or not allowed to, but just knock out some push-ups and some sit-ups, man. If you're struggling with fitness, every night knock out 20 push-ups, 20 sit-ups, whatever it can be, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, something small that is ultimately still going to help you build, but also not, keep you awake. Because if you work out too late, your body might end up starting to just want to keep you up so you can actually completely tired. Yeah, but you can do that, right? If you're struggling with the PFA, if you know you're not going to pass it, bust your ass in the compartment to just get there to where you need to get to for your standards, right? And again, it's just bettering yourself. That time is your time. You don't get a lot of you time in boot camp, but when the lights turn off, that time is all meant for you. Now, here's what I will say, is it can get rowdy. The first night that the lights go off, I will literally, if this does not happen, I will Venmo somebody $20. But on the first night, you will have one person that gets in front of the entire division once the RDCs have left and said, hey, I'll take a bullet for you. I love y'all. We gonna get through this and like all this stuff, right? There's always that one guy, always. So somebody's gonna speak the very first night the lights go off. Bound to happen. Happens every time. I've never heard of a person not having that happen. Every time. So just don't be that person, because somebody else will take care of it for you. Trust me. I wanted to be that person. I was thinking football mentality of just like, yo, we're gonna speak, we're gonna get hyped up, we're gonna do this. And I was like, man, somebody else will do it. I got it. Don't worry. Somebody else did do it. Yeah. So, and let that time, man, let that time be relaxing. There's gonna be arguments. There's gonna be people that end up fighting, people that end up doing stupid stuff while they should not be doing it. People end up yelling, all this stuff, man. Don't be a part of that. Don't be a part of it. All right. Have fun in those times that the lights go off, but don't have too much fun where all of a sudden those RDCs that are all watched end up coming up and start barging through the door, and now your entire division in the morning is gonna get beat. By the way, getting beat is not physically getting beat. It's they break you down and make you do push-ups and work you out, basically. It's your discipline for messing up. It's one of the disciplines that they have. They have a few. But yeah, man, it's keep your head up, okay? That time is a time for you to relax, for you to get your shit together. Excuse me for the bad word, but it's a time for you to get your stuff together, man. Gather your thoughts. Figure everything out, right? So, I hope this video kind of helps explain what happens when the lights go off at RTC Great Lakes. That's it.